Amazing. We'll get started. Welcome back, everyone, inside the CPKC Women's Open Media Center. I am pleased to be joined by the one and only Brooke Henderson. Brooke, welcome back to your National Open and welcome back to Vancouver. Overall, what's it like being back at the CPKC Women's Open?
It's amazing. I'm so excited that we have the opportunity to play here at Shaughnessy. It's an amazing golf course, and CPKC always treats all the girls and myself extremely well this week. So it's a lot of fun, and yeah, just gonna try to go out and make the most of this opportunity.
What's it like preparing for this National Open for you? I know this event means so much to you, but I know you were here for Media Day a couple months ago. Just overall, what has the excitement level been like for you?
Yeah, this week's a big deal. It's the highlight of my year pretty much every year. It's exciting to get to be so close to so many fans, and regardless of where we are in the country, the fans and the crowds come out to watch, and just to feel that kind of love and support, it's really special. And I try to do my best and try to sign a bunch of autographs and take some pictures, but also trying to make sure that I give the right amount of time for myself to properly prepare and get the right amount of rest so that I can go out and perform on Thursday through Sunday. But winning this championship back in 2018 is definitely a highlight of my career, so I'd love to be able to do that again someday.
I know, as you said, this week is a lot. There's definitely, that pressure of everything. How do you approach this week? Is there anything you do differently to kind of just subdue all those additional responsibilities or pressures?
I think coming into the week, it's going to be a big week, and that's like really exciting. And like I said, it's such an incredible opportunity. And this week, I'm just really trying to make the most of that opportunity, and be the best I can on and off the course. And it's been a little bit up and down year, so hopefully this will be more of an up week. But I feel like the game is trending in the right direction, and just gotta stick to the process.
All right, we'll start to open it up. Right before we do, I just want to say for anyone on the Zoom, if you have a question, please let me know in the chat function of this call so I know to call on you when we hand it off to the Zoom. But we'll start down here with Adam.
Hey, Brooke. You played the golf course today. Maybe can we get some just initial thoughts on Shaughnessy and what's it going to take to have success on this golf course this week?
Yeah, for sure. Yesterday morning early, played the back nine, and then played the front nine today. So I've gotten to see all 18 holes, and it's in amazing condition. It's going to be really fun and a challenge to play. I think ball striking is definitely going to be a big key here. The fairways are pretty tight and the greens are pretty small, so ball striking will definitely be very important and a big key. And the greens are very slopey as well, so making sure that you're hitting the right spots on the greens. So I'm headed out to the range after this to work on some ball striking, so hopefully it's sharp come Thursday.
5 years since you won this championship in 2018. Some days does it feel like it's been 5 years? Some days does it feel like it was just yesterday? Maybe talk a little bit about the time in between the win and kind of the 5-year anniversary this year.
Yeah, it's crazy that it was 5 years ago. I feel like out here on tour, time goes by really quickly. Like I can't believe it's already August this year, and only have 8 events left on the schedule for my playing schedule. So, things go by really quick, and I still remember so many details of that rainy, windy, cold Sunday in Regina, and it was just a highlight, and I'll always remember how special that was. And to have the opportunity again this week, 4 solid rounds, I could potentially put myself in that position again, which is really, really exciting. And yeah, I kind of get goosebumps even just thinking about those special moments back 5 years ago, and I would love the opportunity and love the chance to repeat it.
Hi, Brooke. Just a little bit more on the golf course. What in particular do you think you have to do especially well to contend this week?
I mentioned the ball striking. I think it's going to be a big key because the fairways, are tight, and there's trees that kind of stick out on certain sides of the fairways too. So it's going to be important to have a good strategy and then to be able to execute.
Do you expect it's going to be one of those weeks where par is a pretty good score? I mean, how do you view scoring this week? I know it's difficult to make a prediction because so many things can change during the week, but what's your gut feeling about scoring this week?
Yeah, definitely there's a lot of variables and the conditions too, and depending on the weather and the wind. But, right now I think pars will be a very good score, and I don't imagine the scores will be too low. the greens are firm, they're hard to hold, so it's not like you can just go in and really be attacking a lot of things either. So, pars are good, I think, this week, and birdies are bonus.
One last question from me. You touched on this earlier, but how would you describe your year? You won your first event. You had a second recently at the Evian, and then there's been some not so great results. How are you kind of looking at the year?
Yeah, to start out on such a high was amazing, and I'm really happy that I took some pressure off early. That winning every year is a big goal of mine, and I like to win twice. So hopefully the second win's coming up here soon. But definitely took a lot of pressure off early in the year, which is really nice. And I haven't had as many top results as maybe I would have liked, but I feel like I am learning a lot this year, and I'm continuing to grow, as a person and as a player. And I think, that's the main goal, is just continuing to grow and try to get better in all of the different ways that you can. And, finishing second at Evian, where I was defending champion, that was really cool. It was a lot of fun to be back in contention and, shooting low scores and playing great golf. And Celine played amazing. And I just couldn't catch her. Nobody could. She was just too good. But, just to kind of be in those final groups again and feeling that energy was a big boost. And, hopefully the next few weeks here, I'm playing 3 in a row, so hopefully I can get that feeling again.
All right, we'll go in the back and then down here in front. Never mind. We'll come down here to John.
Hey, Brooke. It's been a while since Vancouver hosted one of Canada's national golf championships. How does it feel to be bringing the sport back to one of Canada's largest cities? And, as Canada's most prominent golfer, promoting the sport here?
Yeah, I love this area. I love Vancouver. I love the Pacific Northwest, so I'm super excited to be back here. It was fun, a few weeks ago. I came in really quickly for Media Day, but even, just that little quick journey up here was really amazing. I feel like it's so beautiful, that view we have on 10 and 11 and 12 this week, and, just the tall trees, everything about this place is really special. And so it's cool that we get to bring the world's best female golfers to this area, and hopefully lots of people can come out and support and watch.
Mm-hmm. I have a colleague in our business department who's writing a story on the growth of recreational golf among women, especially for business networking. I'm curious, what do you think of how women are getting into the sport at a recreational level?
I think it's great. I think golf is, you mentioned networking, and for business, I think that's amazing. And, a lot of the women that I play pro-ams with, they say that exact thing, that they've gained a lot from being able to play the sport and being able to connect with their male counterparts out on a golf course too. So it's, I think if we can continue to grow that, I think that's great. And I think it starts with the younger generation, so the young girls and boys out here this week. Hopefully we can inspire them and motivate them to pick up the game.
All right. I think that will do it for questions in the room. We do have a couple on Zoom. I will start with Marty. If you could please unmute yourself, please. Ooh, I know he's talking, but I'm not sure if we can hear you on the Zoom, Marty. Ooh, I don't think it's coming through. If you would do me a favor and just type the question in the chat for right now, I'll be sure to ask Brooke beside me here. But while we're waiting on that, John did bring up something about your love for the Pacific Northwest. I mean, obviously this 2-week stretch here and then also going to Portland. Just overall, what is this kind of stretch of golf? How excited have you been to come all the way over here to the West Coast?
Yes, I definitely love this area, and 3 of 4 of my wins, I guess. I have 1 in California and then 2 in Portland and 1 in Washington. So, yeah, I know I love this area, and I feel like I love the tall trees and how they frame the fairways, and that's exactly what this course has. So I just love the atmosphere and the vibes, and it's just special to be here this week. And then I'm looking forward to next week too, where I've won twice. So that definitely gives me a little bit of confidence and a little bit of a boost for the rest of the year, and hopefully just have some solid weeks.
Absolutely. We'll go right back over here.
Have to ask you about your glasses. Did you previously wear contacts, or is this the first for you, just going to glasses? And what's it feel like playing with them?
Yeah, so I've worn glasses off the course for a long time,
Yeah.
but I've never played with them. So it was a bit of a change, but it was just time that I wanted to be able to see things a little bit better and maybe not depend on Brit so much. So I started, practicing with them last week, and it seemed to go pretty well. So this will be the first week in competition, but I'm excited. Yeah, like I said, it's really nice to be able to see some things, and hopefully it gives me maybe not an advantage, but helps me improve my game a little bit.
Does your sister have mosquito repellent pack?
Yeah, we're gonna need it, I think.
All right. So a couple questions from the Zoom here. In other sports, Canada has a lot of athletes to follow in women's golf. You are easily one of the most prominent. Do you ever feel like you're playing with kind of this extra pressure of country on your shoulders? And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but how do you relieve that kind of any additional pressure?
I love playing for Canada. Every time I tee it up, I love on the first tee when they announce me sometimes from Smith Falls, sometimes from Ontario, but always from Canada. And that's just an amazing feeling for me. And, hopefully representing Canada at the Olympics next year as well. Going to the Olympics has definitely been a huge highlight for me in Rio and in Tokyo. I think definitely there is some more pressure, but I really enjoy the opportunity, and I'm just trying to be my best out there, and I appreciate the support and the love that I receive from Canadians and from around the world, all fans. It's really special, and sometimes I feel like I have to pinch myself that like all these people are out watching me and supporting me. It's really cool, and hopefully I can make them proud.
All right, another question here. You've had success on tree-lined courses like Sahali and Columbia Edgewater, being very aggressive off the tee, hitting drivers on holes where other players wouldn't. Is that the game plan this week? And are you still most comfortable playing with that kind of aggressive style? I know this course in general, we've heard from a couple players that, maybe being the most aggressive is going to be a little challenging.
Yeah, I think strategy will definitely be key this week. Definitely it has the tall, beautiful trees lining the fairways, but I'm not sure that I'll be able to be as aggressive as maybe I would like, or I normally am. I think we'll have to be, smart aggressive, and kind of choose the holes where we can kind of push it up the fairway, and other holes, just lay back to a good distance. We talked earlier. I think pars are a really good score here, and just try to give as many good birdie looks as we can, and hopefully make a few.
All right, last call for questions in here. Other than that, I think we're good. Thank you, Brooke.
Awesome. Thank you.